episode, we are sharing our experiences going around Queenstown, its popular sites, and top activities to do. To add vibes to this holiday, we drove around in a Land Rover Defender. This video is part 1 of 2 of our holidays in New Zealand South Island. Queenstown is the adventure capital of New Zealand, and it is also known as the adrenaline capital of the world. The first awesome thing to do in Queenstown is just wander around town. The town is charming with its mostly pedestrian-friendly streets, having wide boardwalks fronting Lake Wakatipu. And who can miss different watercrafts on the lake and docked at piers? Lake Wakatipu is the third largest lake in New Zealand. Burger is a Queenstown institution. We sampled their famous burgers and pies, and we'll have to say that lining up was worth it. Our first reading activity was jet boating. We hopped on the K-Jet, Queenstown's original jet boat. The very loud roar of the enormous engines is as distinctive as the big yellow K-Jet boat racing out of the scenic Queenstown Bay. The boat did many exhilarating 360-degree spins and then zips across the serene waters of Lake Wakatipu and across the two most beautiful and wildest rivers in New Zealand. The boat navigated the rapids beneath the bridge, charged down Kawaru River at great speeds, swerving to avoid islets and embankments before racing at top speed into the shot-over river's swiftly moving rapids. To add to the thrill, the jet boat negotiated shallow translucent waters, narrowly missing sandbanks and rock faces, and ending with a 360-degree spin. Another popular activity in Queenstown is to catch the iconic Skyline gondola up to the top of Bob's Peak, and then take the chairlift to the start of Skyline Luge. We jumped in specialized luge carts and enjoyed thrilling gravity-fueled downhill rides. It looks like a small go-kart, but the luge carts can go super fast. You are in complete control as you take over 1.6 kilometers of bank corners, tunnels, and dippers. Our tip is to buy more than one luge ride. Once is never enough. We booked multiple rides and like kids had the time of our lives riding the adrenaline pumping luge. We headed out of Queenstown along the scenic Queenstown-Glenorchy Road. The drive from Queenstown to Glenorchy is absolutely stunning. Along the way, we stopped whenever we can to marvel at the glaciers around Lake Wakatipu. Bob's Cove Track is likely the easiest hiking trail near Queenstown. So easy that practically anybody could do it. In fact, the New Zealand Department of Conservation refers to Bob's Cove Track as a nature walk. This is partially because the track is short and partially because the trail showcases some of the very unique native bushes and plants. The stunning turquoise waters are nothing short of breathtaking. A short drive from Queenstown is Smoke Lake, one of South Island's stunning hidden gems. To get there, head west out of Queenstown and into the Queenstown-Glenorchy Highway for around 6 kilometers until you see a sign for the lake. Then turn right into the Smoke Lake Road. On Smoke Lake Road, our Land Rover climbed a few hills and crossed into a dirt road. We drove on the dirt road for around 7 kilometers to reach the lake. On our way, we stopped to take a few photos along Lake Kirkpatrick on our left. We departed from the car park to Glenorchy Walkway. We explored the waterfront including Glenorchy Walk, which offers incredible views of the Humboldt Mountains and Kinloch Valley across Lake Wakatipu. There's also the historic Red Glenorchy Railway Shed that was once a steamship depot. The shed contains information about the shed and Glenorchy. It's like a small museum. Crown Ridge Road is the highest main road and one of the most scenic drives in New Zealand. The Crown Range Summit Lookout, nestled between Queenstown and Wanaka, is a great stop to take in the panoramic views that showcase central Otago. We crossed the Kawaru Suspension Bridge, best known as the birthplace of bungee tourism. This is where it all began back in 1988 with the world's first commercial bungee jump site. We had lunch at Cardrona Hotel, one of New Zealand's oldest and most iconic hotels. It is rumored to be the most photographed building in New Zealand. finally arrived at the small town of Wanaka, famous for perhaps New Zealand's most photographed tree, the Wanaka tree. Looking at the tree, its curved trunk seemingly grows directly out of the waters of Lake Wanaka. The tree appears to be floating on the surface of the water. We wander the main street of this cute little town. Our town is a quiet town where you can walk and look at historic cottages and buildings. We drove into Deer Park Heights, a beautiful scenic drive with wonderful views of Queenstown and the Remarkables. It is also home to several Lord of the Rings locations. By coincidence, we spotted the first generation Land Rover Defender with the same green color as the Defender we were driving. It was nice to see both the current and the first generation of Land Rover Defenders side by side. We freely explored Deer Park Heights at our own pace and took our time enjoying this spectacular location. Milford Sound is undoubtedly one of the most famous travel destinations in New Zealand. It is a fjord formed over millions of years by erosion of glaciers. It is part of Fiordland National Park. This place is definitely magical. The number one reason people visit Milford Sound is its stunning scenery. It's so beautiful that some people will refer to it as the eighth wonder of the world. Milford Sound is home to calm waters, beautiful waterfalls, and dramatic towering cliffs. Looking out over the calm water is just so peaceful. Surrounded by tall mountains, it feels we're in a secluded paradise. Even with a crowd of tourists, Milford Sound makes you feel like you're so far away from civilization. You get a really remote and tranquil experience here. One of the highlights of the cruise was when our boat went near Stirling Falls for a bit of glacier sprinkling. Milford Sound is really worth visiting. There's a lot of hype about this attraction, however. The hype is true. This place is absolutely gorgeous. But don't take my word for it. See it for yourself. On our way back to Queenstown, we stopped at Monkey Creek where we tasted pure glacier water. We had a great time exploring Queenstown and its attractions. Join us in our next episode where we discover more of New Zealand's South Island via motorhome. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and subscribe.